Thank you, Madam Chair. My thanks as well to the members of the Board of Trustees, delegates, faculty, staff, students, friends, and family members who traveled to be here today. I am so honored to have been selected as the 15th president here and the first female president. It's a great day to be retired. You know, over the past 5 months, I've had a wonderful opportunity to meet so many of the Westminster family, and have been so impressed by the deep commitment you have for this institution. So passionately loyal, so giving, so consistent, even when days are challenging. As I've met alumni from Georgia to Pennsylvania and beyond, I've heard story after story, the kind of stories that you've heard as well. Alumni telling me about a coach who helped transform him into a better person. A faculty member who pulled a student aside and said, you know, you can be so much better, and helped him become that way. A chaplain who helped a young man through a difficult passage of life. Sorority sisters and fraternity brothers who years after year gather together for some kind of annual trip just because there are some bonds that time will not break. And alumni who come back to visit campus as often as possible so they can recapture here some of the magic they found when they were students. And throughout all these stories, the love for Mother Fair and the concern and care for current students was palpable. And so I thank you. As a newcomer, it struck me somewhat obvious that the college's name was revelatory. We are Westminster. It is the ties among these groups, the scholars, the leaders, the members, the teammates, the friends that comprise the real Westminster College. We are Westminster, and the power of that connection separates and distinguishes Westminster in ways that are reflective of its founding vision and abiding mission. For 164 years, Westminster has remained committed to one of the most challenging and rewarding undertakings in America, offering young people a comprehensive liberal arts education in a small college setting. It's a vision of education that was born thousands of years ago in ancient Greece, in the school of Isocrates, a Greek rhetor and philosopher who believed that education should prepare students for leadership, not by preparing them to be warriors, but by equipping them to become statesmen. As he crafted a curriculum that incorporated mathematics, philosophy, literature, music, ethics, speech, and what was then the new discipline of history, he framed what we now know as the liberal arts. Isocrates sought to provide his students with what Moreau describes as the ability to make decisions, an intuitive grasp of the complexity of human affairs, and a perception of all of the imponderable factors which help to direct one's opinion and make it a just one. This father of liberal arts believed that education had dual aims: the full development of moral and ethical thinkers, who would then be empowered and inspired to use their skills and knowledge to lead Athens to the heights that continue today to shape our best understandings of civil life, civic discourse, and democratic leadership. Several centuries later, reflecting on the impact of the Isocratic model of liberal education, the great Roman statesman Cicero wrote, "From his school, as from the Trojan horse, none but leaders emerged." Well, this legacy was apparent at the founding of Westminster College in 1852, as Presbyterian ministers from the Shenango and Ohio Presbyteries prepared to found a college that would educate those who would become leaders in their churches and in this region. college would not only offer the classical curriculum of ancient languages and literature, leading to a Bachelor of Arts degree, but also an additional curriculum that would prepare students for careers in science and education, a certificate program that would just a few years later become a Bachelor of Science degree. A broad, thorough education with clear opportunities for application. Their vision was not only broad in terms of curriculum, however, it was radically broad in terms of access. The new Westminster College would not only be open to men, but as its catalog described, would also offer access to college without discrimination on account of what is called color, caste, or sex. The first college in the country to provide such democratic access. This access for men, women, persons of color, those from a variety of backgrounds, would result in just a few years with a woman offering the valedictory address and recognition of her most excellent work at the 1857 graduation of 11 men and 10 women. And in 1870, John F. Quarles, a multiracial student from Georgia, became the first person of color to graduate and went on to become the first African American to be admitted to the bar to practice law in the state of Georgia. You see, from the beginning, the we in Westminster was radically and profoundly inclusive. And we gather here today not only to celebrate that fact, but to proclaim, may it ever be so. I don't see the we in Westminster as just a slogan or a cliche. It is both our heritage and our calling. And has there ever been a more important time for us to heed such a calling? At a time when critical thinking and civic discourse seems to become eclipsed by shouted opinions, when information overwhelms knowledge and meaning can be obscured by the multiplicity of messages, the type of teaching and learning that provides grounding and connections, caring and challenge, cannot and must not be abandoned. I reaffirm the deep value of the liberal arts education here, and at the same time, I affirm the need for all in the Westminster community to consider how the challenges posed by emerging technologies, heightened competition, mounting student debt, declining high school graduation rates, a waning appreciation of democratic values, and a society whose divisions seem to be overtaking our vision can be tackled. With these challenges in mind, what then should we focus on in our time here together? I offer little that is novel, but much that is fundamental to a meaningful 21st century liberal arts-based education. In our work together, first, we must seek to reach farther reach in recruitment, educational and scholarship experiences, continuing to expand growth and learning across disciplines, regions, and oceans. Building on the great academic strengths we have here, we should pursue new partnerships that will allow our students greater opportunities for applied learning in the borough, in the region, and beyond. Our upcoming partnership with the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center that will allow us to offer a BSN in nursing next fall is a great example of this extended reach. But it's not enough. The need for our students to understand the context within a rapidly shrinking and changing globe continues to grow. And the necessity for all of us to gain experience working and living and studying with others from different backgrounds and cultures grows as well. We must increase the number of our students who travel internationally for study, work, and service, and continue to increase the number of students from other regions and other countries whom we welcome here. Secondly, we should focus on developing citizens with a commitment to service and to a life of integrity and value. A liberal arts education should proffer the perspectives and wisdom of the ages, perspectives that help us understand our connectedness with each other and prompt empathy for those around us. My hope is that each Westminster student, during his or her time here, will be prompted on a deeply personal level to think about the big questions, or as my ancient and medieval history prof put it, what makes a good person good? Or, in the words of a more contemporary thinker, the former CEO of Medtronic, Bill George, how may we find our true north? As our students demonstrated this semester while working to earn the first service cup given here, their service efforts collaboratively and individually can make a great difference within their own lives, but also within our community and beyond, preparing them for lives of distinction and connection. I believe that one way to promote such development is by fostering connections with mentors, advisors, and faculties in the ways that prompt and model personal and professional growth. Harkening back to the school of Isocrates, small liberal arts colleges like Westminster should continue to excel at this valuable practice. Two recent national polls of college graduates conducted by the Gallup organization in collaboration with Purdue University found that graduates are almost twice as likely to report that their college education was worth the cost if a mentor on that campus had cared about them as a person and encouraged them to pursue their dreams, or if a faculty member of the college had helped them care about learning. Successful advising, mentoring, and caring contributed greatly to the individual's sense of well-being and their sense of engagement as they began their careers. Such relationships and connections are in the DNA of Westminster College, where faculty, student, staff interactions have been valued and have been valuable for decades. But we can do more to connect up students with alumni and professional mentors, to provide strong advising connections between our faculty and first-year students, and to facilitate ongoing mentoring for alumni during those challenging first and second years after graduation. We should provide appropriate training and support for volunteer mentors, ongoing support for our faculty and staff advisors, and find ways to facilitate deeper and broader communication among these groups. And with the core of dedicated faculty, staff, and loyal alumni that Westminster has, this goal should be easy to achieve. Well, there are two other goals that are also important. We must find a way to use our finances in ways that are supportive and stable, that allow us then to develop and maintain facilities that are worthy of our students, faculty, coaches, and staff. These are interrelated goals, of course. As we grow in enrollment and increase in retention of students, well, that will help us stabilize college finances, and in turn, it will reduce the need for updated and renovated facilities. Science and arts facilities, new and renovated athletic fields, updated residence halls. All of these are important to the ongoing growth and stability of Westminster College. Fundraising for such facilities must be a priority, but without additional lab spaces or appropriate classrooms, growing enrollment will be difficult. But the development of a campus master plan, which will be an important task, it will help us prioritize fundraising, our construction planning, and ways that we can support students. These are simple goals, but by working together, we will honor our heritage and look ahead to our legacies. At day's end, a Westminster education must be a process rooted in a comprehensive liberal arts tradition, and yet as innovative as a discovery of new elements or new planets. An education that welcomes students from all backgrounds and proffers to them the individual attention and support necessary for well-being and success. I ask you to join me in this effort to enhance our student-centered community that accepts again today the challenge of delivering the important mission of this institution, a mission you've heard already here today, to graduate students with the competencies, characteristics, and commitments that characterize humankind at its best. Think about that. Humankind at its best. Empathetic, ethical, educated, empowered. Students who are ready to live lives of great distinction. This is possible because we are Westminster. Together we can support, connect, achieve, and inspire. Together we can give our best to offer our students the preparation for them to achieve their personal bests. Such was the vision of Isocrates so many centuries ago, and the aspirations of those Presbyterian ministers who dreamed broadly enough to do something no other U.S. college had had the audacity to attempt. As your new president, I pledge to offer my best to you as we work to fulfill this high mission and to accomplish these important goals. I'm deeply honored to have been selected to serve and look forward to the days and years ahead. I believe that together we will accomplish much. We in Westminster is the beginning of our name. It was the beginning of the dream here. I believe that we are future together. Students, faculty, staff, trustees, alumni, family, and friends. 164 years of commitment and strength. We are Westminster. Thank you.